Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some FIFA 14 Ultimate Team news, or goodness, whatever you'd like to call it. And I actually did an interview with one of the guys that works over on Ultimate Team called Marcel. I asked him a whole bunch of questions, so I recommend if you guys want to go and see a bunch of Ultimate Team stuff, go ahead and check out both of those interviews. There's part 1 and part 2. I'll try and get both of those uploaded ASAP, and then I'll leave a link when and where I can. So go ahead and do that. But today, in this particular video, we're here just to talk about chemistry. So chemistry was one of the, and the reason why, guys, I'm doing a completely separate video for chemistry is because there's actually so much to talk about when it comes to chemistry. Seriously, there is a lot. So I decided it'd be best if I just took my time over it and try and give you guys the best sort of analysis I could give you all. So let's get into this and let's talk a little bit about it. So first off, chemistry, like I said, it has been completely changed. There are no more formation cards in this game, which is awesome. That's really good news for me. I really like the fact there are no formation cards. Instead, they've actually been replaced, and they've been replaced by something called chemistry styles. I think that's what the name they're going with, the chemistry styles. And there's going to be a whole bunch of different ones. Now, on your screen now are a few of the names of the ones that we're looking at. There are a few that I don't know the exact names of, so there are a few question marks as to what they could be called, but let me just talk to you a little bit about them. Now, these particular chemistry styles or chemistry traits, they will give you an increase in chemistry depending on how much total chemistry you have. Now, this might all get a little bit confusing, so try and bear with me as I explain them. Anyways, before we get into that, let's talk about what each one of these chemistry styles do. So, the first one is basic. Basic is just a +1 in all of your stats. Now, each individual one of these chemistry styles actually boost up your stats just by a little bit, and it allows you to be a lot more customizable when it comes to how you'd like your team to play. So you have basic, finisher, anchor, engine. There's a few other ones. Like I said, there's a few with just the 3-letter abbreviations, but it looks like there's power there, as well as marksman, hunter, possibly artist, guardian. I'm not too sure what exactly they might be called, but as you can see, those are the stat increases on each of them. And also sniper there, which looks quite interesting, a +3 in shot and a +3 in dribbling. Now, in the presentation I watched, they had an example of who would play as a sniper and things like that. And one example they had was a 4-3-3 formation, and one of them was an EA employee that created the particular side, and they were like, yeah, what I like to do is I like to go down the wings and cut inside and shoot on either foot. And he said he liked it when he had the sniper trait on those particular players that cut inside and shot. So if it means anything, the sniper is going to go up +3 in shooting and +3 in dribbling. Now, these kind of almost seem like boosting cards. Now, I really hope there isn't one of these that is just so dominant and so good. You can imagine, you know, +3, the +3 in pace and the +3 in shooting is going to be a very popular one. Another, I believe that's going to be Hunter. I think that one is called. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure the names of them exactly, but it looks like there could be some really interesting combinations, and I'm actually kind of happy about it. You know, it is something different, but it's what Ultimate Team needed. At first, you guys might be like, oh, this looks terrible, or oh, this looks bad. But guys, think about it. You know, they're trying to be innovative. They're trying to be creative with Ultimate Team, and I've got a lot of appreciation for that. I'm glad they're trying out something new. But like I said, I am really concerned that there is going to be one particular OP one or overpowered one that everyone just puts on all of their strikers or things like that. So that's something just to keep in mind, guys, that you know, we're hoping that there isn't going to be anything overpowered. But so that's the main gist of that. You know, you can take a look at those. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. There are some goalkeeper boosts as well, these chemistry style boosts. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about them. So there's 3 levels of, in quotes, boosts or chemistry styles. You got the low, medium, and high. So the low one happens when you have quite low chemistry within your team. You aren't going to get that much of a boost on your players. You know, those, you're not going to get the, for example, on the finisher, you're not going to get +3 shot. You're not going to get +3 heading. Instead, you might get +1 shot and +1 heading. You know what I mean by that? So it's just something to keep in mind. But if you have, let's say, these are all just random guesses, by the way. Let's say you have 75 chemistry. You're going to get the medium tier boost in chemistry from them. You're going to get, you know, just a small amount of boost. You're not going to get a lot from them. And then you obviously have the high ones. You're going to get the maximum boost. You know, let's say you have full chemistry. You're all going to get the 3 boosts, if you will. Now, it's really hard to try and explain to you guys how it all is going to work out. It's really tough to visualize it for you guys because the way they explained it was much more simpler, and just in general they knew of, because obviously they created the game, they know exactly what they're talking about and things. So I hope you guys are kind of on board with what I'm trying to say and how I'm trying to convey my message. But let's talk about some other things that is going to be influencing chemistry in FIFA Ultimate Team 14 compared to 13. So another big thing is, in fact, your manager. Your manager now can be retrained, and he can be retrained to train a certain league. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I personally never really used managers in FIFA 13, but it looks like there could be some really good use for them. It looks like they're going to give a bit more of a chemistry boost, and like I said, you can retrain your manager to a certain league, and obviously their nationality is going to matter again. Another thing is loyalty. Now, this loyalty thing seems really quite cool, and what it is let's say you get a player in a pack. He is then going to be gifted that loyalty chemistry, which is just +1 on a player, so he's going to have that loyalty chemistry. Another big thing is another way you can actually grab yourself that loyalty chemistry is, in fact, through playing 10 games with him, and that should be really cool. I hope that that allows certain, I don't want to say hybrids, but allows for a bit more creativity in Ultimate Team. I like this loyalty thing. It's part of progressive chemistry, but it's only a small part of it, and I like that fact. I like in what direction they're going with this particular loyalty stuff, because I always thought, you know, if you played a lot of games with a certain player in real life, you know, if a player plays a lot of games with a certain team, he's going to sort of get a chemistry with the rest of the players, and I feel as though this year EA have done a good job of kind of implementing that. I like how if you get him in a pack, you instantly get that loyalty bonus, but also if you play 10 games, that's another option you have to grab your loyalty bonus. So those are really the main changes in chemistry this year, and like I said, I did an interview over with Marcel, one of the guys who worked over on Ultimate Team. If you'd like to hear it out of his mouth, if you will, I know that might sound a bit weird, but if you'd like to hear what he has to say about a lot of this stuff, check out a few of the links down below. There is part 1 and part 2. Part 2 should be going live as soon as possible, and I can't wait to bring it to you guys, and I hope you all have a cracking day. Of course, leave a like, leave a comment, leave all that good stuff. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you guys around. Bye bye.